Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design, and today I'm up in the studio. I was out in the factory earlier today, and although the mail didn't go today, I had 3 orders, I think, and I made this stuff for those orders. Most of it I had stocked, but I had to make 1 or 2 items. So we're all set there. And tomorrow those will go out when the mail comes back up again. Now, I have an idea I want to share with you, and if you want to leave a comment on it and give me any feedback, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to broaden my horizon here on what I sell, and a very wise person once said, if you want to really ruin a hobby, make it into a business. And I did that with radio-controlled airplanes. I used to run a hobby shop that catered to radio control cars and airplanes, and I really enjoyed the cars and the airplanes until I started the hobby shop, and then pretty much ruined it for me. So that was true. But on another note, I really enjoy the recumbent trikes. Now, I don't want to sell parts or anything. I looked into that. I don't think that's a good way to go, although I might later on. What I'm thinking of doing, just for beginners, is doing some videos on building the trikes with measurements and everything, so that you could watch the video and use it as a reference and actually build the trike from the videos. Now, I've identified about 6 different areas on the trike that you could do a video on, just on that one area, like setting up the kingpin inclination with the center point steering, and basic geometry of the frame, mounting, scavenging, building and mounting the crankset. And when I got thinking about it, there are a whole bunch of little details that I've never mentioned that could be the make or break on building the bike and having it work out, especially in the steering construction. There's a couple of things that you really need to know. But anyway, I was thinking of doing 6 fairly short videos, very intense information with all the dimensions and everything. And probably, I think, if I've got it right, the 6 videos altogether would be, I don't know, maybe a couple gigs, and selling it as a download. I don't know whether that would be feasible or not. Robert just left here now, and I talked to him, and he said he thought it was a feasible thing to do. But I'll look into it further. That's my idea right now, is to just sell videos, instructional videos. Now, as far as parts, I think that video probably would point out some areas that some things that would be extremely hard, or the most difficult part of the bike to make, and I might consider making a few parts. The problem with that is keeping the price down. That's pretty tough, especially when you're working in steel. But you know, time will tell. Opportunities arise. So anyway, I'm thinking about that today, and I'm going to look into it a little bit further and see what I think. Now, it's been a sunny day all day, but it's been really cold. It's been, you know, like this morning it was probably like 4 below 0. Right now it's around 12 and the sun's out, but it's not a warm day. It's brutally cold out there. I did build a fire in the factory and warm it up out there, although I didn't have a lot of work to do. I like to warm the factory up every day. Now, the factory's set for 2 days in sub-zero temperatures with no fire going in it. And when I went out today, there was water and bottles and pots on the bench, and it hadn't frozen yet, not even close. Didn't even start to skim over, so it stayed about 32 in there. So that's a well-insulated building. So Robert just left. He's going to go home and stoke up the stove and do some cooking, I guess. He's been out of state for a few days. Always like to see Robert. He helped me with my email program on my iPad, helped me get that straightened out. So, the one gentleman that sent me back a lid, he sent me back a lid and he said it didn't fit his pot, or it didn't fit correctly. Well, that's a tough one, you know, because those lids are all exactly the same, and I sent him the right lid. The problem more than likely was it was a Titan kettle, MSI Titan kettle, is that it would jinked one way or the other, warped, and the lids won't fit if it's warped. And that particular kettle, because it's got an opening for it to pour out of, is pretty tough to get back and get completely round. It's a bit of a challenge. And anyway, he sent me back the lid thinking there was something wrong with it, and there wasn't. It fits my Titan kettle perfectly. So I just refunded his money today by PayPal. It wasn't really worth it to me to box it up and send it all the way back to him. It's going to cost me $8 by the time I send it through the shipping room and pay the actual shipping on it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share with you on this video. I bought the paint to paint my frame on my bike today. Bought it at Walmart. We wandered through Walmart for a while today, and I'm going to paint it satin black. I'm going to paint it satin black for a couple of reasons. One is that's by far the easiest way to do it. If I paint it eco green like I did the last one, I've got to sand it all down, and because it's going to be light colored, I've got to make sure everything, the wells are all cosmetically beautiful, because they're really going to show out being eco green. Then I've got to give it two primer coats of white, 2 coats of neon green, and then a couple of clear coats. That's a lot of work. If I go with a satin black, the wells aren't bad, and satin black, they don't really show up. I can just paint it, put a couple coats of cheap satin black on it, done. And that way, being satin black, the side walls on the tires and the seat and anything that's chrome will jump right out, where if it's painted eco green, not so much. Not enough contrast there. So I think I bought a couple of cheap cans of satin black, and life is good. So, I'm Tenny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have some fun today, and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye. Oh, Dino, I'll try my best tomorrow to box up that iPad too and get it out to you with the charger and the cord and everything.